Hollywood's bleeding, vampires feeding, darkness turns to dust. Everyone's gone, but no one's leaving, nobody left but us. Trying to chase a feeling, but we'll never feel it. Riding on the last train home. Dying in our sleep, we're living out a dream. We only make it out alone. I just keep on hoping that you call me. You say you wanna see me, but you can't right now. You never took the time to get to know me. We're scared of losing something that we never found. We're running out of reasons, but we can't let go. Yeah, Hollywood is bleeding, but we call it home. Outside, the winter sky turning gray. City up in smoke, it's only ash when it rains. I'll let the morning go to sleep in the day. But for everybody till the drugs fade away. In the morning, blocking out the sun with the shades. She gotta check her pulse to tell herself that she okay. It seems like dying young is an honor, but who'll be at my funeral? I wonder. I go out and all their eyes on me. I show up, do you like what you see? Head out, they closing in on me. Let them shove it on their teeth. This is more than I can handle. Blood in my Lambo. Wish I could go up. I'm losing hope.
All right. Hello, guys. So I gave you guys a poll yesterday to see if you wanted to do a stream talking about some of the latest news in the Song of Ice and Fire. It never seems to be positive these days. I mean, A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms was like a beacon of light in the midst of darkness, as it feels like anytime there's news on A Song of Ice and Fire, it's just bad. And this one, I think, is egregious for a lot of reasons we're going to talk about. But we'll go through in this stream how we got here. And then we're also going to go through the art itself. And you might see a little bit of Grease the Cruel. I'm not as emotionally invested in this one, so I might not crash out as much as I do sometimes. But it's bad. Especially if you're a paying person who bought this book, expecting to have some great art in the community. And that's one thing A Song of Ice and Fire has always had. Great art. Now, it doesn't have art for like everything. Like Lord of the Rings, for instance, has art for legitimately everything. Song of Ice and Fire isn't that, but it has great art pieces. It has art that is fantastic. One of my favorite pieces of art is in the thumbnail. The Lady Stoneheart art with the crown is one of my favorites. And so when we get to that and we start looking at some of the art, I'm going to have a lot to say. So it's very frustrating. And we're going to get into it. And I don't want to come off right away that like I'm saying 100% that this Feast for Crows Illustrated Edition, all that is AI. Does it appear AI? Yes. If I was going to give a guess, I'd say it's 95% chance whatever I've seen so far is AI. Is there a 5% chance it's not AI and it's just poorly drawn? Sure. Either way, it's a bad look. So, let me say a couple highs to stream. I saw a couple of chats before we started, but yes, this must be very awkward for George, especially as if he's in the middle of a lawsuit against an AI company. Yeah, so we're going to start with that as well, and I'm not going to dive too deeply into it because I don't know the most about George's lawsuit in terms of against AI. I know that I don't know if it's ChatGPT or AI in general, they're more or less using his books to train their AI, which definitely should be illegal in terms of it trying to make like fan fictions like The Winds of Winter or completions of stuff. That should totally be illegal. That's a whole lawsuit going on, and George is very anti-AI. So when you have something come out like this, where yes, George R.R. Martin is not the person in charge of this illustrated anniversary book for A Feast for Crows. He's definitely not in charge of it. And I don't know how much he's seen of it. I don't know if he's even seen it at all. But unfortunately, your name is attached to this. And when you're suing something for using your stuff with AI, and then, you know, something you're attached to comes out with AI art, people are paying you money for this. I checked on Amazon. The hardcover book is $40. And for the most part, people are buying it to see the art. It's not a good look. I have not seen Daniel Green's video on it. The only video I've seen on the topic is Quinn's, and I think if you want, because he's, trying to be a lawyer, he's going to law school. If you want to see a very in-depth on the legal side of things, check out his video on it. I think he does a very good job. Hi, Theory. How are you? The Lady Stoneheart art was blatant. Yeah, I think we're going to talk about it. I'm going to bring up a good amount of them. That one is crazy to me because it's so obvious that either the person that made the art just blatantly copied the Stoneheart art we already have and did a worse job, or they quite literally copy and pasted the image into ChatGPT. For instance, you can do this in ChatGPT. You can take someone's art, put it into ChatGPT and go, okay, make this art, but in a different art style. So it looks somewhat different, but it keeps the same composition, keeps the same character for the most part, just changes it slightly. We're going to look at it. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, we're going to talk about the Cersei stuff. There's a lot of things here that are bad. They're really bad. So we'll see. Maybe the illustrated edition is a brand new version of A Feast for Crows where Marjorie and Tommen are Christian and having crosses on their walls. Yeah, so that's when I personally spotted out right away was the cross in the corner. We'll talk about that when we get there. There's something else that I found was also really bad before I was just looking through the images again before the stream. So we'll talk about it. Yes, and I do want to point out, if it is AI, we don't know if it's AI. We're going to go through the statements made by the people in charge of the illustrated book. If it is AI, it is not art. AI does not make art. It copies things and, whatever. George, yes, and that is the point, Mats. That's why it is a terrible look. George is 100% making money from this. And so even though he might not be that involved in it, his name is still attached to it. It's a very bad look. And I don't want to personally attack George for this because I don't think this was George's fault at all. I think that George was largely unaware of probably what was going on. And we've already seen George has been fooled by AI trailers for A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. So I don't put really any of the blame on him, but still your name is attached to it. So yeah, let's go through it. So to start with, like I mentioned, George R. R. Martin has been more or less suing AI companies because they've been trying to use his work to feed into their algorithm or their AI, and they are basically creating things from it. So for instance, Preston Jacobs is a fan fiction. AI has basically been doing that, or other stuff along those lines. Stuff that should be highly illegal. So then, some time passes. This has been going on in the background for a good while now. This is not anything relatively new. And then we have this illustrated edition that comes out. Now, I don't know what the initial response is. I was actually kind of late to seeing it. But I saw it. I saw pretty much all the major Song of Ice and Fire creators posting about it. So I was pretty late to it. I don't know if it instantly got brought to the table that people thought it was AI instantly, or they thought it was just bad. And so eventually people started, looking at it more and it got more attention. And then people realized, okay, this is AI. I don't know. Either way. So people then started alleging, okay, this is AI because of things you guys have mentioned in the chat. That sparked a bunch of controversy. Now, the question was going to be, what was the response going to be? And George R. R. Martin still has not commented on, as I'm streaming right now, he has not commented on it, but we did get a Naughtablog. Now, the Naughtablog, as you guys know, is where George usually leaves his updates, all that kind of stuff. This was not from George. So George, I'm pretty sure this is from it says from the art direction and licensing development person in charge. And so this is what they had to say. Let me change the screen real quick so you guys can kind of see what we're going to be talking about here. Let me change the background so you guys can see it better. That'll work. So more or less, this is a response to all the claims about it being AI. And this person says, recently there have been a lot of accusations floating around that the Penguin Random House's illustrated edition for A Feast for Crows was produced using AI generative art. Or generative, I kind of said that wrong. To our knowledge, and as presented by the artist who completed the work in question, there was no such programming used. While he is a digital multimedia artist and relies on digital programming to complete his work, He has expressed unequivocally that no AI was used, and we believe him. So the official word from our office is, of course, that we do not, never have, and will not willingly work with AI generative artists in any way, shape, or form. I'm just going to point this out again. AI generative artists are not artists. They're not. You're not making art. You're just telling something else to create something that's usually just a copy of something else. So this is what I'm going to say. They use the "to our knowledge" as a cop-out. Well, maybe not a cop-out. This might genuinely be what they know right now. But more or less what they're saying is, well, we don't know anything about it. We don't know anything about this AI. We've been told it's not, and that's about as much as we can say. So that's what they're more or less saying. That the idea is, from their knowledge, they don't know of any AI. So it's not the best response in terms of like, it doesn't answer a lot of questions in terms of, okay, if this is an AI, so let's say this is an AI for the sake of what they said. It's not AI. This is still subpar work. I mean, how many artists do we have in this community that make fantastic art that, especially in these times right now where the economy, especially in the United States, is not in a great spot. It's, especially for artists, people that are freelancers, it is a tough economic climate, I should say. And the fact that those people are not getting the opportunity to work on this illustrated edition, and then we're seeing the subpar work that was brought in, it's like, did nobody like open this book and go, hey, this doesn't look anything like A Song of Ice and Fire? When we look at these images that I'm going to bring up after this little spiel, almost none of them, if I didn't know where they were from, I would have no idea what they are. I have no idea. They're super generic. There's nothing to identify them as being A Song of Ice and Fire. So that is the thing that really annoys me, is that artists are not being given the chance to express not only their love of the community, like the love of A Song of Ice and Fire, they're being passed over for things that seem to be AI. Or if they're not AI, this is somebody that clearly should not have been the person being able to make this amount of art for the book when it's completely subpar, seem to have no understanding of the series at all. And I know this personally because I'm in another Discord community that's Song of Ice and Fire related. I actually filled something out for a letter to be sent to George. You know, it was like an appreciation type thing, like that you see in the community every once so often in the community. And I had somebody DM me, I believe from that community, just asking if I wanted anything like made because times are hard, and you know they're trying to see if I wanted anything made or anything like that. And it's like, these are the people, and I go to their art and I'm like, why aren't they the people being given opportunities? So that's my big spiel, my big rant. Is it's infuriating when they seem to take no accountability over what is obviously, if you take a look at it for 2 seconds, you go, this is not good. If it's AI, if it's not AI, it's not good. It's bad. And this wasn't a problem for Storm of Swords. Wasn't a problem for Clash of Kings and the art for those books. So it's a problem now. So with that big spiel, before we get into the images, let me look at chat a little bit because you guys have had more to say, but yeah. But yeah, Blake, the art is pretty bad. The crown is so bad, it doesn't even match the text description. The artist could have just copied and pasted the description of the crown in ChatGPT and it would have spat out something better. Yeah, but it just tells you there's laziness. It tells you that there's very lazy. How are you, Ghost? No new books, no new novellas. We can't even get new official art. What a letdown that this has been for A Song of Ice and Fire. Yeah, A Song of Ice and Fire has been, I would say for the last year, maybe 2 years, it's been a downward spiral of bad news, nothing keeping the community going. It's just been, it's been a really tough year, I think. Hi, Ashley, how are you? Good to see you, given I don't stream as much as I usually do. Do they risk being sued if they admit to it? So, Matt, I don't know. That's not, I would ask Quinn about that. I think what's even more damaging though, Matt, so say that they say right now, they've made a public statement that it's not AI. If you are somebody that bought the book, assuming that this was going to be art, and then it comes out later. Let's say somebody investigates them or somebody does sue them, and then an investigation leads to this was AI. Yeah, there could definitely be some legal stuff going on here. I believe anybody right now that has bought the book, they should be refunded fully. Now, that's not going to happen because greed, but that's the way it should be. Hi, Kirsty. How are you? I don't understand why they didn't want to commission an artist to make an actual art. This isn't a Song of Ice and Fire book. It's guaranteed sales. Yes, a Song of Ice and Fire, regardless of where we're at right now, it is still one of the highest selling fantasy book series of all time. The fact that we can't, it seems like, commission actual artists to do actual work is crazy. I don't know. And I don't even know how much they paid this person that was doing this. If, like, this is the other part of it that bothers me, is because I know there are artists in this community that would jump at the opportunity just to have their work featured in something like this, like an illustrated edition of A Feast for Crows, something that's going to live on forever. It's something like with George and his books. His books will live on forever. Your art, you will always be able to say it was in an illustrated edition of your favorite series, whatever. I guarantee you there's a lot of artists that would have taken pay cuts. Now, I don't know if I would have said free, but there are people that would have taken pay cuts to be in this. Now, should they? No. They should be paid for their work. But, yeah, I don't know. Woke up to my whole first floor being flooded. Apparently, my water tank pipe decided to burst on me. Been stressed out this morning, so I appreciate the stream, Grease. Well, glad you're in here, Ghost. I hope things get better. That's something I'm worried about with all of my stuff being in the basement, if there ever was, like, a leak. I mean, I don't know how much money I'd probably say was, like, invested into this little corner over here, but it'd probably be at least a couple thousand, I would say. But yeah, it's a tough situation. I hope everything goes well for you. Matt, it's definitely a crucifix. That is my opinion from what I've seen. My new cat went to the vet yesterday and had to be anesthetic. I can't even say that. As part of her procedure, and she's fine, but it was still hard to see her recover from the effects of it. Yes, Ashley. It's very tough when, especially your pets are going through things. So my second cat was like a older, I don't think he was a feral cat, but like he was an outdoor cat that I think somebody dumped. And we ended up getting him declawed, and it's, it's not a good situation. But yeah, I also have to take my cat, which we've only had for a few months, to the vet on Saturday. It's her first time like not being in the house for a certain amount of time, so a little worried about how she's going to do, but yeah, one-legged Cersei was bad. So let's transition now. Let's move into some of the art pieces and move over to what we got. So this is one of the more famous ones I've seen right now that is being completely just, people hate this art, and I totally agree. I didn't know who this was initially, but this seems to be Marjorie and Tommen. Does any of this make it seem like it's Marjorie and Tommen? Outside of Marjorie having brown hair, Tommen having like the blonde hair. Not Tyrell colors, not Lannister colors. No Tyrell sigil anywhere to be found. No Lannister sigil anywhere to be found. It's just generic. I don't know what else to say. So take a look, guys, at this like little, I don't know what this is, like whatever this is, a crest on her dress. Look at this for a second. Just keep that in the back of your mind, okay? I'm gonna go to another image. We're gonna skip this image for a second. Hold on, let me find it. Where is it at? This. Does this not look like the exact same thing? Does this not look like the exact same thing? The belt buckle. Does that not look similar to what, like, this is what I'm talking about. This is why I'm like, this strikes me as being AI. Because what is this? Like what is this? What does this represent? Okay? Any normal art, this might be like a Greyjoy sigil or something, or this might be like the Tyrell rose, but like, I don't understand Like, who okayed this? Like, what do you guys think about that? Like, am I reaching, or what do you guys think? Also, can I let me move the chat because the chat's kind of. Oh, sorry guys, I didn't realize I didn't have the art over. But could you guys see what I was talking about? Like, I don't know. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me that we have a situation where it looks nothing like it. Nothing. What does it take to be proven in your mind? So, if we're talking about the art itself, usually when artists do work, they basically have like a process of how they do it. So you'll have like a first draft, you'll have a second draft, third draft, fourth draft. Like you'll have a process in which you can track what that artist did. Here, that's not the case at all. When you go into AI, okay, what you do is you plug in an image, you maybe give it a description of what you want it to be, and all of that. So you could, theoretically, what you could do is if the person's stupid and they somehow didn't delete the history of it or its existence, you could go into their AI and just go, oh, is this in their library? Like, what's going on? But I don't know. I mean, I feel like it probably won't ever really be confirmed, but it's one of those things where it's like, we all know, like, we're not stupid. So, I don't know. Have you introduced your new cat on stream yet? So I actually have. I've done it like maybe once or twice in videos, maybe. I don't know about stream, actually. I know she's been fully in some of the rereads. She's been fully, like, in the middle of me doing a reread. Like, she straight up got on my desk. Like, she was like, I'm coming up here. I think she's done that maybe once or twice, where she's at least gotten on my lap during the middle of a reread. But yeah, it looks like a Catholic wedding. Yeah, it does not look good at all. I'm in the hospital beside my 90-year-old dad, unfortunately, for the stream. Well, I hope everything goes well with your dad. Prayers for him, and hope everything goes well. If it's not AI, it's someone trying to make us think it is. Yeah, and like that's the worst part about it, is like, if it's not AI, it's just shit. And like, respectfully to the artist, you should not have been even in this position to like make this art to begin with, because you need to hone your craft some more. And like, I'm trying not to be a dick, but like, when you're making art for one of the most known like fantasies of all time, there's big standards that you've got to live up to. So I don't know. Yeah, thankfully I caught the water in time before it could turn into a major flood. Also, all the electrical stuff and ports wasn't damaged, so I'm thankful for that as well. That's good, Ghost. It could be really bad if you were to like lose a bunch of stuff, so that's good. That's just not good art, even if it's not AI. Exactly. That is my clear point. So the other AI, let me move my camera when we discuss the ones on the right. I don't know if, I think this is this supposed to be Caster Lee Rock? I'm not sure what this is even supposed to be, if you want me to be honest. You guys can take your best guesses at that one. It kind of gives me like Sea of Thieves art vibes. I don't know. We're going to move on from that one. I don't think there's a lot really to say about it, but I guess it could maybe be, could it, I don't know. Like the vibes is giving me is like Pike, also with like the lightning and stuff, but I don't think so. All right, this one has also gotten a lot of backlash as well. If you guys can't tell, this is supposed to be Tywin's funeral, more or less. Wouldn't blame me if you couldn't figure that one out, because why does Tywin have a crown on here, and why does he look like this? Tywin is supposed to be balding, more or less. This is not the Lannister sigil either. Cersei once again is wearing a generic blue dress. She does not wear blue to this. I don't know if Cersei's ever even worn blue in the series that I can remember. This obviously doesn't look like Jaime. Like, what else do you want me to say here? This is laughably bad. Laughably bad. All right, then you have Sansa, I'm assuming, and Robin. I don't know if that's who this is supposed to be. That's my best guess. And one thing you'll see with AI is that they never get eyes right. These eyes don't look right to me. There's something that like this does not look right. Also, I don't know what the fuck this is. Sorry for my language. Sorry for my language. I'm starting to get into Grease the Cruel territory where my filter starts to go out. But what is this? Like what? This looks like a bat. Okay. I don't know what this is. No idea. This doesn't look like Sansa. Why is everybody wearing blue? Like, at least for the errands, it's acceptable because, you know, they wear blue. But, yeah. Let's move on. This one of Brienne, I don't think it's, like, terrible or anything. Like, I can at least understand that it's Brienne. Like, I don't think it's terrible. The one of Arya, I guess it's fine. I'm assuming this is Arya. I'm not 100% sure if this is Arya, but I'm assuming it is. Fine. I'll also note something else. A lot of these images seem to hide the character's eyes. Like, outside of this one, like, even like they even kind of hide Tommen's eye here again, and they hide Marjorie's. Notice there's, like, not a lot of, like, oh, we can see their eyes. And usually because that's the one biggest flaw with AI is they don't know how to do eyes well, and that's the big tell. So when you have all these where it's like none of these images you can see their eyes besides these two, and even this one that they're shaded, this is like the only like clear good shot of eyes that we've seen so far, and they don't look right, in my opinion. So, yeah. And this is a big one. I'm going to have a crash out on this one. So, this obviously is a copy of the famous Lady Stoneheart art that is in the thumbnail. It has the same composition. It has the exact same like position in which Lady Stoneheart is sitting. It just looks 1,000 times more shitty. What is there to say? Like, this crown is not what Robb's crown is like at all. Robb's crown is specifically not gold. It's supposed to represent like the old kings of winter. It is not supposed to be richly dressed. Like, that's one of the big things Walder Frey like points out with Robb, for instance. So why does she have a golden crown? Who knows? All you got to do is read, like, literally, you can just look up. What does Robb's crown look like? It's not that. And then Catelyn's whole thing here. I don't know what the fascination is of every character has these, like, golden necklace, like, crest things. This is pitiful. Because I know this is the one where I think it's obvious it has to be AI. Either that or they literally plagiarized another artist. I guarantee you that this art right here, they took the Lady Stoneheart art that's in the thumbnail, they put it into ChatGPT or whatever AI software they use. They went, change the art style slightly, keep like the composition the same, more or less, change some of the coloring, and then they boom, that's good enough. I guarantee. This is one of those where I'm like, you gotta real. I need receipts that this is actually art. And even if it is, if I was the artist that did the Lady Stoneheart art, I might be suing because this is crazy. This is crazy. I don't know. This one really annoys me. The other ones, like, yeah, they're bad, but like this one is just copying and it's likely AI. Oh boy. All right, let me go back to chat. Dragonstone. That's supposed to be Dragonstone. Okay. All right. Interesting. These are AI generated in some way, whether he started with AI suggestions and modified them, or redid them, or had them actually create them. I agree. Also, of course, theory. Everyone is here for you. I know it's very tough to go through that stuff. Specifically dementia. I went through dementia with my grandmother. It is a horrible disease that nobody should have to go through. But yeah. Yeah, the Taiwan one is definitely bad, Ghost. It's definitely bad. Yeah, King Tywin. Really, really stupid. Efren. Um, Theory, I'm sorry to hear about your father not being able to, like, eat normally anymore. Rob's crown in this is a disgrace. I agree. I agree. Yep, Isaac, they completely missed on the crown. Thoughts and prayers to you, though, Theory. Also, Rob's crown is the most described crown in A Song of Ice and Fire. Yeah, that one in Stannis' crown. Like, Stannis has a very descriptive crown as well, like having the flames and stuff. Um, Assassin's Creed influence? Yeah, we're gonna see the Assassin's Creed one. I didn't even notice that one when I was first looking at these images, and I was looking at it, and I was like, yeah, I can see it. All right, so let's continue on. So you have the Cersei one. I'm assuming this is when she more or less gets captured towards the end of the book. Not a lot to say here. Just outside of, once again, her eyes kind of look. I mean, the eyes here look normal. I think of all the ones we've seen so far, this one looks the most not AI. But like again, the dark, heavy shadows on eyes drive me nuts because it's hard to tell if there's detail there or not. So, yeah, this one, I'm assuming this is Sam in Old Town. I'm assuming this looks AI. This looks completely AI generated. I don't know what to say. I don't like it. It just looks wrong. I don't know how else to say it, but it looks wrong. It's not as egregious as some of the other ones we've seen, but it's bad. This I have no idea what it is. I genuinely don't know if this is supposed to be Arya. I don't know what these leave patterns or whatever this is on this thing going on. We're back to every character having blue. Yeah, I don't even know who these are. I genuinely don't know. This looks like Assassin's Creed mission mixed with some character. The Eerie, I'm assuming this is, looks solid. I think this is one of the better pieces, and that's usually because hold on. The Eerie looks better, I would say. If this is the Eerie. Who knows? But I think it looks solid. But I mean, AI is usually better at doing landscapes than doing like pictures or people, more or less. So, yeah, yeah. That's all I gotta say. Oh, this is a bad one. Okay, so this is supposed to be Cersei on the Iron Throne. So where's her other leg? I'm not seeing another leg. Also, this looks like Targaryen hair. This kind of looks like it's meant to be Rhaenyra. Also, once again, why is everything blue? The fuck is this crown? What is this crown? Okay. Why does it look like she's wearing Visenya like plate legs, gauntlets? I guess. What is going on? Okay. The Iron Throne seems to be kind of inspired by the House of the Dragon kind of art, but yeah. There's so many things wrong with this image that it's crazy. All right, let's move over to the other side because it doesn't get better. So let me move my face cam because it's very important I move my face cam for this one. Let's move this over here. Let's drag the image down as far as I possibly can. So I'm assuming this is when Sam confronts Daron in Bravos. Whatever. I mean, I don't have a lot to say with this. At least Sam doesn't look like he has blue on. I mean, this guy, Daron has little blue going on here. This is a crucifix. This is a cross right here. This is a crucifix. I hate to tell you guys this, but A Song of Ice and Fire doesn't have that religion in it. So, yeah, either this person made AI, or they've never read A Song of Ice and Fire in their entire life. I mean, what else needs to be said? What else needs to be said? Wow. I don't even know. Kingsguard? Okay, maybe. Ariane and Oak. Okay, let's go back. Let me see. Now that you guys brought up some suggestions, let's take a look. There's no shot this is Ariane. But okay, hold on. Can I hit a... Okay. Fuck is wrong with her eyes? Okay, can you guys see this? Hold on. Let me zoom in a little bit more. Okay. This is about as far as I can go. Fuck is this? There ain't no shot this is Ariane. No shot. No shot this is Ariane. I mean, this is if that is Ariane, it's like Game of Thrones all over again. They've done Ariane dirty. Let's move on. I don't even want to keep going on about that. Hi Maz, how are you? Yeah. If that's Dorn, we got a problem, man. We got a problem. Also, yeah, if you'd like to like the stream, feel free to. Theory, if that's not a crucifix, I just can't see then. I don't know. Could that be Asha? I don't think so. I don't think so, but who knows? There's no shot that's supposed to be Arya and Harrenhal. No shot. Because it's a Feast for Crows art, so it has to be something in a Feast for Crows. Let's keep going, I guess. I don't even know what to say about any of this. I mean, it just looks like shit. I don't know what to say. Like, let me move. My face cam's in an okay spot for this one. What are we doing? What are we doing? I don't... Victarion Greyjoy is now dual-wielding swords. Okay, I guess we're playing D&D, and he just went back to beginning and was like, screw it. I'm tired of playing like a barbarian type character. I'm going to play like a dual-wielding fighter or a rogue. I guess. I sure, why not? The Brienne art is probably the best art so far. Probably the best one. Mainly because you can't see their eyes, for one. Two, it's got a puppers in it. I mean, nobody can hate on a puppers, okay? We're going to talk about this cat, by the way. I just saw this, but we're going to talk about that. Doggo looks good. Not much really to say here. This one, though, okay, we're going to hit another zoom in. Guys. Guys, get prepared. We're hitting another zoom in. Okay. Why does the cat look like it's got a... What is this? What is this, a pirate? What is this supposed to be, Euron? Is this supposed to be Euron's cat? Where's its other eye? Classic dog lover made this, guaranteed. Classic dog. The dog looks really good. The cat, we got some work to do. Arya's eyes once again look fucked up. I like. At least I can tell this is supposed to be Arya, but mainly that's because of the context. But what are we doing? What are we doing? What? Okay. This one, okay, so we gotta hit another zoom in. We're gonna hit another zoom in. Who in the hell is this supposed to be? Eris or something? Like, guys, come on. We're back to this random gold stuff and everybody wearing blue. Oh wait, Eris, I'm assuming this is Eris, is also wearing blue. Because that's totally what the Targaryens wore. It's totally what the Greyjoys wore. This is totally what the Iron Islands looks like. Right, guys? It's totally what the Iron Islands looks like. Is there anything else? No. Okay, we're back to this. All right. So, thoughts on the art, guys? Art. In air quotes. It's not AI, 100%. We don't know that. But, but, looks like it. It sure looks like it. It just looks to me like the artist had AI create images and then made a few corrections to take out crosses and turn crucifix into wall sconces. I agree. This all looks whack. Yes, Maz. Yes, it does. I like dogs as well. Don't get me wrong. I've never had a dog in my life, and mainly that's because my mom and dad have not been willing to get a dog. So I had 2 cats when I was younger. I got a cat when I was really young, like probably like 5 or 6, and then we more or less, the cat factory dropped off more or less a cat in our backyard, and we fed it, and then it just became part of the household. And then this one, I've been asking for a dog. I've wanted a German Shepherd or a Husky for like 5 years now, and I was kind of like, screw it. If you're not gonna let me get a dog, let's get a cat. So I've kind of just been forced to be a cat person, but I love my cats. I love Rhea. I don't know if she's down here or not, but I think she's probably sleeping because she likes to sleep during the day. Because for people that have cats, a lot of cats, they like to sleep during the day and they like to go wild at night. So, yeah. Holy crap, that is so funny. Yeah. It's yeah. I can't tell which of the cat's front legs is on the left and which is on the right. Okay, now I gotta go back. Now that you mention this, hold on. Let me go back. I might not. I'm not gonna change the screen because I don't want to go back and do it again. But it's a little wonky. It's definitely a little wonky, but I can kind of tell. It's not that bad to me. Who is that old man? Jamie's dream? Matt's, I have no idea. I have no idea. Wearing the ancient blue remnants of House Targaryen. Yep. Yep. Did Jon ever go in the Iron Throne? You're talking about Jon Arryn? Probably at some point. I've never had a cat. Cats are great. Cats are great. They're all very different personalities. All 3 of my cats have been very different personalities. Like Rhea is much more. You can tell it like. Apparently she's older, like in terms of like she's almost 4, but she doesn't feel that way. Like she feels very young. Like she always wants to play, and she's very like active. But like my first cat was kind of the opposite. My first cat was a lot more chill, but it didn't like people like at all. It would hiss at people, just would hide, but it was like a very chill cat. Like I could pick up my first cat and just kind of do whatever. And then my second cat was a lot more like people friendly. It was a lot more like Didn't matter if people were over, it would come up. It felt more like a dog. My second cat was a very smart animal. I think all of my cats have been smart, but especially my second cat was very, very intelligent. Also, it felt more like a dog because it was an outside cat, so it was like it would eat anything you put on the floor, anything. My cat that I have now, Rhea, she will not eat any human food at all. If you dropped like, say you're eating dinner and you have spaghetti, you drop a little spaghetti or a meatball on the ground, my cat might look at it, smell it a little bit, and be like, it's not for me. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, dozens of cats can be a lot of work, and it's a lot of different personalities. And cats being moved, they really do not like change. Cats are usually they like their habits. So, for instance, they like being fed at the same time. They like the same environments. So you take a bunch of cats out of that environment with new people, and it's just, yeah, I could see how that could not go well. That's the other thing. I mean, people also expect cats to be very like they're the opposite of dogs. Like most dogs, like you enter a house, right? A dog will come to you. Like a dog will like want your love, your petting, whatever. Cats are not like that. Most cats do not want you to come up to them. They want to come to you. They want to be in more of the control. You have to earn their trust, I think, a lot more than like your more friendly like dog breeds, for instance. So, um, yeah, she definitely does like tuna though. Yeah, true, true. Tommy. So now that we're through the AI stuff, conclusion is it's either AI or very poor art that I believe people should get their money back for. I could see some legal issues coming in the future, but that's not my avenue. I don't know. I'm not a lawman. I'm just telling you what I see. I'm just telling you it looks like it's terrible, and yeah. So with that being said, a couple updates more or less. It's going to be a very busy next few weeks. This week has been spent on getting the reread channel done for the year because I'm just not going to have the time to worry about it and focus on it. So for my reread audience, the rereads will go until basically the end of the month, and then those won't restart until January. I just don't have time to do them every week or even to bulk record them and try to edit them all for the rest of the year. It's just not going to happen. So those will be out for the rest of the month. We'll get through a good portion of the Battle of Blackwater, finish it in January, finish the book in probably February, March. And then also like the podcast episodes on Sundays, those will be up for the rest of the year. I just have one more I need to schedule and then that'll be done. And then I'm also going to be doing for next week, I've got to record some of my stuff for my true crime channel, which has been popping off, by the way, which has been great. That channel, hopefully I'll have everything done for next week. And then the week following that is going to be trying to get everything done for the rest of the year for this channel specifically. I've got probably 30 videos to record, maybe more. Like in terms of like the stuff that also needs to go up on the channel that's not bulk recording, probably like 30 to 40 videos I have to record and edit over the next 3 to 4 weeks. So yeah, hopefully that all goes well. I got some collabs for you guys that should be fun. The usuals. I know Becky, JC, and Ricky will all be a part of it at some point or another. I think most of them are front loaded. They picked some of the characters that are at the beginning of the Winds of Winter event. So for you guys that have not been here in the past, I do a 25 Days of Winds of Winter event every year, which is me basically posting daily all throughout December, which is why it's going to be very stressful going into the next couple of weeks. But yeah, so very busy time. I'm glad I got this stream in because it also was a nice break for me because I recorded and edited next Friday's video today. So it was a nice little break. So yeah. Ashley, you are totally right about cats, by the way. What's your true crime channel called? So it's called The Midnight Report. Now, I didn't do a lot of research, and I know there's actually a couple channels called that. I don't know if any of them are that like popular, but yeah. I can put a link in there for you. If you guys want to look at it, you can. We've actually hit 500 subscribers on that channel relatively quickly, even way quicker than this channel, way quicker. But part of that just comes from experience. I kind of know a bit more about how to do it. But if you guys do want to check that channel out, feel free to do so. But yeah, so that's everything I wanted to talk about in today's stream. You know, it's been a depressing year for A Song of Ice and Fire. I really hope A Night of the Seven Kingdoms is good. If A Night of the Seven Kingdoms is bad, we're just, boy, we're going to be in a really tough spot. But yeah. So thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next live stream, which Saturday will be live on Voice of Old Town's channel. I think it's going to be like closer to the middle of the day. I'm not exactly sure on the time. I don't remember exactly, but it'll be like middle of the day for my time zone, so Central Time. We'll be talking about Season 8 of Game of Thrones. And then just a lot of videos to look forward to in the future. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.